The tumor was the size of a golf ball, pressing against my optic nerve. Benign, thankfully, but relentlessly encroaching. Without intervention, blindness was a mere 6 months away. With surgery, however, performed by one of the nation's few specialists capable of navigating such a delicate cranial region, my vision could be preserved. 8 agonizing months I had waited for this life-altering surgery. Dr. Kinsley, renowned for his expertise, operated only on Thursdays, accepting a case like mine just once a month. The waitlist stretched for years. Then came the call, a cancellation, a genuine miracle, as the scheduling nurse had breathlessly declared. I had amassed the crucial $15,000 insurance wouldn't touch by liquidating my car, draining my life savings, and securing a loan for my parents, pledging repayment within the year. Just think, I whispered to my reflection that morning, forcing my left eye open against the relentless ache. Tomorrow, this nightmare ends. Then my phone chimed. Hey, kiddo, Dad's voice unsettlingly casual, as if discussing dinner plans. Small change of plans regarding the surgery money. My hand, gripping my coffee mug, froze. What do you mean? Your brother, Leo, has been under immense pressure at work. You know how he drives himself. Some of his friends are heading to Vegas, a really high-end affair, VIP tables, exclusive shows, the works. He needs this. Alara, my surgery is in 18 hours, I articulated slowly, convinced I was mishearing. Precisely. We had to reallocate the funds. Leo's trip is this weekend, and those packages demand full upfront payment. The mug slid from my grasp, exploding on the kitchen floor. Coffee bloomed like a dark, expanding wound. You took my surgery money for Leo's Vegas trip? Don't be so dramatic. You can just reschedule. I waited 8 months. If I miss tomorrow, I'm back at the end of the line. I could be blind by then. You're always so negative, Mom's voice chirped in, revealing they'd put me on speaker. Perhaps try manifesting better health instead of constantly dwelling on the worst. I have a tumor. My voice cracked. A literal tumor festering in my head. And Leo has a high-pressure job, Dad countered, his voice defensive. He works 60-hour weeks at that firm. When's the last time he had a vacation? I wanted to scream that Leo's high-pressure job was at Dad's best friend's firm, that his 60-hour weeks included 3-hour lunches and leisurely golf afternoons, that his last vacation was 2 months ago in Cabo, also fully funded by them. Instead, I said quietly, I'll be blind. Stop being selfish. Mom snapped. Not everything is about you, Alara. Your brother deserves some fun. You're always sick anyway. What's a few more months? Always sick anyway. As if my body had deliberately chosen to cultivate a tumor to inconvenience them. As if the chronic, debilitating pain was merely a personality quirk I'd adopted for attention. I need that surgery, I whispered, my voice raw. And Leo needs this trip. He's already told his friends. We can't let him down now. But you can let me down. Your daughter. The one who might lose her sight, I thought, but left unsaid. Dad's voice hardened. We've given you plenty over the years. All those doctor appointments, medications, special diets. Leo never asks for anything. Leo never asks because you hand him everything before he can, I thought, but didn't say. Please, I begged, hating the pathetic tremor in my voice. Please, I'll pay you back double, triple. Just please. Decisions made, Dad cut me off, his tone dismissive. Man up, Alara. A few months won't kill you. The line went dead. I remained on my kitchen floor, amidst the shattered ceramic and cooling coffee, and with trembling hands, called Dr. Kinsley's office. I need to cancel tomorrow's surgery, I whispered to the receptionist, my voice barely audible. Miss Vance, are you certain? You're aware the next available slot isn't until next year. I know. And the deposit is non-refundable. I know. May I ask why you're canceling? Is there a medical issue? I almost let out a bitter laugh. A financial issue. My parents absconded with the money. A long, stunned silence followed. I'm so sorry. Let me speak with Dr. Kinsley. Perhaps we can work out a payment plan. No. Something cold, hard, and utterly resolute crystallized in my chest. No, I'll figure it out myself. I hung up, my gaze fixed on the coffee stains spreading across the floor. It resembled a Rorschach test. What did I see? A family that deemed me disposable? Parents who'd sacrifice my sight rather than inconvenience their golden child? Or perhaps, just perhaps, an unforeseen opportunity. They had no idea what was coming next. I spent the next 3 days mostly confined to my bed, not due to despair, but battling a migraine that felt like my tumor's furious tantrum. Yet, pain had been my relentless companion for so long that I had learned to think, plan, and act through its throbbing presence. First, I reached out to my cousin Nora, the family genealogist who had meticulously documented our lineage for years. Nora, random question, I began. Grandma Vance's trust, the one funding Mom and Dad's retirement accounts. Does it have any specific conditions? Oh, tons, she chuckled. Grandma was incredibly meticulous. Why do you ask? Just curious. Can you send me the documents? While awaiting the documents, I made a series of other crucial calls to my financial advisor who had guided me in establishing my own independent retirement fund, to a trusted lawyer friend from college, and to my compassionate boss at the nonprofit where I dedicated my work, despite my family's relentless derision about me needing a real job. The trust documents were, indeed, illuminating. Grandma Vance, a formidable woman who had amassed her fortune in real estate during an era when women were actively discouraged from understanding property, had been no one's fool. The trust dispersed generous monthly stipends to her children, but these came with explicit conditions, stringent moral turpitude clauses, requirements for familial care and harmony, and most pivotally, provisions stipulating that any child exhibiting gross favoritism detrimental to sibling welfare would forfeit their share. Gross favoritism detrimental to sibling welfare. I read the phrase again, then erupted into a mixture of laughter and tears. Leo, oblivious to the impending storm, plastered his Vegas exploits across social media that weekend. Champagne-laden bottle service tables, breathtaking helicopter tours, and shows I recognized as costing thousands per ticket. Living my best life thanks to the best parents ever, he captioned one particularly egregious photo. I meticulously screenshotted everything. Monday morning, my vision still blurred from the throbbing pain, I sat at my computer and began compiling a damning dossier. I documented every medical bill they had refused to assist with, even as they indulged Leo's every whim. Every surgery or crucial treatment delayed, because Leo needed something. 28 years of receipts, both literal and metaphorical, coalesced into an undeniable narrative. But the true piece de resistance was an email I had inadvertently received 3 years prior. Mom had mistakenly sent it to me instead of her sister. Alara's getting too expensive with all her health issues. Thank God Leo's healthy. At least we can enjoy spending on him without feeling like we're throwing money into a medical pit. A medical pit. Their ailing daughter was reduced to a financial drain. I meticulously assembled everything into a concise package and dispatched it to the trustee of Grandma Vance's estate, a venerable law firm in Boston known for its utter disdain for family drama, but profound reverence for contract law. Then I executed my second move. You see, Leo's high-pressure job had some rather intriguing irregularities, expense reports that consistently appeared inflated, client entertainment receipts that included charges from establishments unequivocally not restaurants, and recent boastful videos he'd publicly posted for his Vegas companions, detailing his creative accounting. His firm maintained an anonymous ethics hotline. My third move was simpler, yet profoundly more satisfying. I changed my emergency contact at work from my parents to my steadfast friend, Clara. I updated my beneficiaries, systematically removing them from my social media presence. Minor actions, perhaps, but unequivocally final. The repercussions began within 2 short weeks. First came the frantic call from Mom. "What did you do?" she shrieked, her voice shrill with panic. "The trust lawyers are saying we might lose our distributions." "I merely documented the truth," I replied, my voice disturbingly calm. "Isn't that what you always taught me? Honesty is the best policy." "You vindictive little. This is about the surgery money, isn't it?" "God, Alara, grow up." "Hard to grow up when you might not live to see it," I retorted, the words sharp. Vision loss can lead to fatal accidents, you know. But hey, at least Leo had a blast in Vegas, right? Dad's call followed soon after, his rage palpable. You reported Leo, your own brother. He could lose his job. He embezzled from his employer. I simply suggested they investigate. He made a few mistakes. Like you made a mistake giving him my surgery money? That's different. You're right, I conceded. A chilling calm settling over me. His was theft. Yours was just cruelty. Leo's termination came the following Monday. The firm's internal investigation revealed he had embezzled nearly $50,000 over 2 years. Criminal charges were now a distinct possibility. But the true, devastating blow arrived from Boston. The trust lawyers, after an exhaustive review of my meticulously compiled documentation, unequivocally agreed that my parents had violated multiple provisions of Grandma Vance's trust. Their generous distributions would be immediately suspended pending a full legal review and potentially redirected to the injured party, me. You destroyed us. Mom wailed hysterically over the phone. We're going to lose the house. Your father's having chest pains from the stress. Leo can't find work with a fraud investigation on his record. Are you happy now? Happy? I considered the word, my hand absently pressing the spot where my tumor sent constant, searing pains. No, I'm not happy. I'm going blind because you chose Leo's frivolous vacation over my sight. There's nothing happy about any of this. Then why? She shrieked, her voice breaking. Why ruin everything? Because you already ruined everything, I stated plainly. I just ensured everyone else could finally see it, too. The substantial funds from the trust arrived 4 months later, more than enough for my surgery. Although my coveted spot with Dr. Kinsley was gone, I secured another specialist, not quite as renowned, but available sooner. The surgery was partially successful. I retained most of my vision, though my left eye would forever remain compromised. Leo, his world shattered, moved back in with our parents, spending his days in bitter recriminations about the injustice of his consequences. The house they'd nearly lost became his gilded prison. My parents, trapped with the golden child they had sacrificed everything for, now watched him waste his days drinking and perpetually blaming others for his spectacular failures. I used a portion of the trust money for a down payment on a modest condo. The remainder established a robust medical fund for myself and, crucially, for others. I founded a small charitable organization dedicated to assisting individuals whose families were unwilling or unable to help with critical medical expenses. So far, we've enabled 12 people to receive life-altering surgeries they desperately needed. Dr. Kinsley reached out last month. He had heard about my burgeoning foundation and wished to offer his services pro bono for one patient each year. I remember you, he said kindly. The young woman whose parents stole her surgery money. I've often wondered what became of you. I survived, I told him, with most of my vision intact. Sometimes, he mused, losing a little sight helps us see more clearly. I pondered his words as I hung up. My left eye would never be perfect. Headaches would likely be a lifelong companion. But I could see well enough to watch karma meticulously unfold. To witness Leo's golden boy status not just tarnish, but utterly corrode beyond repair. To observe my parents, too late, recognize which child had truly been worth investing in. They had been right about one thing. Leo did deserve a vacation. He got a permanent one, from gainful employment, from trust funds, from any semblance of a future that didn't depend on the parents he'd helped bankrupt. And me, the sick daughter, the medical pit, the selfish one who couldn't wait a few months I could see just fine. Perhaps not perfectly, but well enough to navigate a world entirely without them. Well enough to empower others who had been failed by their own families. Well enough to construct something profoundly beautiful from the bitter ashes of their cruelty. He works hard, they'd proclaimed. He deserves fun. It turned out I worked harder, through pain, through betrayal, through the creeping darkness they had chosen for me. And what I deserved. It wasn't fun. It was absolute justice. They had no idea what was coming, but now they knew. When you gamble with someone's sight, don't be surprised when they see right through you.